Hello everybody, my name is Robin Nix and I am just making a demo video really quick of the Conjures and Summons Encounters module for Fantasy Grounds 5th edition, available on the DM's Guild. So step one is to put it in your modules folder and then activate it via the data module activation. So this is everything that it comes with, including a reference manual, encounters being the most important use here, but there are also some tables which I think are pretty cool. So I'll show you the reference manual really quick. Here's all the credits. You can check out my other work on the DM's Guild or follow me on Twitter if you're so inclined. And so the introduction being the most important thing, kind of read through it. It talks about all of the sources used, which we'll get to in just a second. And then there's a list of all the spells that are included in this module. Like, the spell isn't included, but features for these spells are included in this module. And then how to use it, there's two options. Basically, you can just use it by using the Encounters library, which you pull up right here. Or you can use tables to randomly decide for some spells that do summoning and conjuring. There's also frequently asked questions. So I'll show you all option one. So if you have a player, for example, who has the spell Conjure Animals, which is here, and they want to use it, they will tell you which CR range from the spell that they want to use. So we'll say that they want 8 conjured animals. So you can go here and you can even filter this. You could put conjure animals, and you know they want the option for 8 monsters. So we'll do 8x. Maybe I should type it correctly, but conjure animals and then dash 8x, and we'll get, okay, you know what? This is going poorly. We'll just filter it in here. So some of these spells that have lots of options have categories. So here I'm in the conjure animals categories. We'll do 8x. There we go. Now it works. So this would be the better way to filter it. As you see, I'm bad at typing. Okay, so basically, these are all the options that a player could have if they want to use conjure animals and summon 8 monsters that are CR 1/4 or lower. And you, as the dungeon master, you could say, okay, you summoned 8 giant frogs. So now if they were in, the parties in the combat tracker and the player conjures, you just drag these to the combat tracker. So here's because these are all pulled from various sources, you need to have the monster manual loaded for the monsters. I tried to annotate what source everything comes from, so I'll show you guys that list here in a second, but I'm going to go ahead and load the monster manual. And now all the frogs are added to the combat tracker. They are friendly as per the spell, and other spells where they summon things that might not be friendly, they might be neutral or even hostile, those are set up properly in all of the encounters. Okay, so there's that. Next, we'll show you the random decision making after. I just want to show you guys all the sources used in the making of this module, basically. Okay, so if you don't have a source loaded, as you saw, you get this sort of pop up. If you own that source, you can press the check mark to have that source loaded, as I showed you already. So these were all the sources used in the making of this module, including the player's handbook for spells, primarily, the monster manual for monsters, primarily. Then Xanthar's Guide to Everything, Vola's Guide to Monsters, Mordecai's Tome of Foes, Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, Eberron, Theros, Ravnica, Acquisitions Incorporated. There was a monster or two from there that was used in some of the encounters. And then also I included Tome of Beasts and the Creature Codex and Deep Magic by Kobold Press, because I'm a big fan of their content, and it gives a lot more monster options, especially using their monster books. 5th edition Foes, another great source of monsters, and the Book of Lost Spells did have a spell that summons undead, so that is also included here. Okay, so now I'll show you guys the random table decisions for conjuring and summoning things, which is quite possibly my favorite part of this module. So we'll go ahead and open this up. These are all the spells that are made to work with random decision making. So we'll use the conjure animals example again. So if your player wants to use conjure animals and they tell you, I would like 8 monsters of CR 1/4 or lower, you'll use this table. And then this will just, what this does is it just pulls from all of the encounter options, and you can just roll on the table, and then here's your encounter. Your player summoned 8 baboons. So we can clear, I don't think you can delete all friendly, unfortunately, but we can, you could clear out the frogs eventually and add baboons. Now you have 8 baboons added to the combat tracker. Nice and simple, and this should speed up gameplay if you have players who love summoning things. So thank you for checking it out, and if you check the description of this video, you can get the DM's Guild link to this module. Have a great day.